Alright, good morning. Bit of a late start today, but that's fine. Today we're going to draw the artifacts. Like, they don't need that much of a glow up, but just want to bring the resolution up and yeah, kind of just use the new sort of visual language. And we've done a lot to them, and we can kind of get rid of the ones we're not using and keep the ones that we are. So yeah, full reset on this. And yeah, had a couple bugs. One was that something around enemies being revived and then buffed by the friendly team and then not losing their buffs. So they end up like stacking buffs, or they're not losing the effect of the buffs or something. I don't know what exactly. And that one's really frightening because it's hard to test. I'd have to create like a really focused environment to test it. I'd have to do quite a lot of engineering to the scene to make that testable. I could always just make it so that when we make a new character, so like I could easily put it in get pulled character and just do it here. But I just think that's, and just do a thing here where I say, okay, reset their stats, basically. But that's going to be a pain in the ass. Because I'll have to, well, it's not going to be a pain in the ass. It should be quite straightforward. I can copy the script, copy it over, make a function that happens when they're created and when they're pooled here, or even just when they're pooled here, where we just reset all of the stats, because a character should always spawn with basic stats. Just that's gonna not be fully optimized. I did want to just kind of set it up when we make them and then remove the buffs when we make them, but you know, so I'd rather figure that out. But if I can't figure it out, I'll just make damn sure that we reset the character to its base form over here. So you know, not the end of the world. And I don't expect that to be too heavy on optimization. You know, it's just taking a bunch of numbers and saying you are now this number. And especially if we do manage to go from a physics method to a non-physics method for movement, then we will have a lot of frames to work with, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then yeah, this one's an easy one. In fact, I think I'm going to do this first. Superstar of Resurrection hurting allies, so I don't know what that's all about. So I need to go to weapons, super staff of, and yeah, of course we can see that this has damage on it, as opposed to, sorry, as opposed to this one, which has damage on it, but I think I just forgot to, did I just forget to put the attack type, resurrect. So it's a simple one like that. So I just forgot to do this, and that will fix it. And yeah, the idea is it just has higher damage, meaning the units will come back stronger than they were, and it's just kind of a progression of the Staff of Resurrection. Maybe what we do, actually I think the damage should be like significantly higher. 1.5, let's do like 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, and 2. So they're actually being revived. It's more powerful. I can't remember what the exact thing is, but the higher that damage number, the stronger the unit will be when it comes back. And we don't actually need AoE on this. So we might want to change that, although I don't think it makes a difference. But yeah, that should fix that. I can see why that was a problem. And you can see how much I've just built a bunch of things and not really had the chance to test them all. I'm just trying to get everything done, and then we go into like big testing phase. Because you know I've got a limited amount of insight I can give to the if I'm playing the game and testing every little thing as I make it thoroughly, then you know it will take forever, and I'll get very bored of the game very quickly. I think we will do a quick play test, not with revived units, but with just a different faction versus a different faction. So we'll just keep the undead out of this one before I tackle that. Before we do our artifact sprites. And yeah, just don't know why that's taken so long. But you know, that's Unity for you. Unity's great. But has to do what it does. Okay. Come on. There we go. Right, and I would like to make, just because I don't expect any bugs, we'll make a build and run so that we can have, and just again see like, does performance suffer in the game actually? Because when you play in Unity, when you play from the editor here, the performance has takes a huge hit. So as you get to the sort of optimization stage of the game, you will want to run from a build. And then yeah, we'll draw these artifacts. So let's just do one and have fun. And I'll just pick random until we get one that is neither that has undead as neither the ally or the enemy. So random. Oh no, that's a demon versus green beans, fireball and imp. Let's go. Heal. Okay, yeah, we can go for like a heal build or vengeful chicken. I mean, both of those are heal. This one does a heal. This one has a benefit from the heal. Yeah, let's do. So we're going to want to get the goat and the healing staff. Yeah, and each starting group has their quirks as to like, generally melee is better. Oh god, so this happened. Okay, this happened last time I started from a build, and then it didn't happen when I played it in the build outside of the build. So I don't know what's going on there. I am going to look at. So we go. I'm going to put this in. Don't think there's anything funky here, but it seems safer to do it off stream. So we find Fire Cycle Games, Warbeans, player, and then what happened. Huh, okay. So the item. So which artifact did we get? I can actually look back in the stream. We got Holy Mana. So let's get Holy Mana, make sure we get that. And see. Because yeah, we can see that there was a problem. So it's not just random magic, which is always good. Object reference not set to an object. Yeah, let's just try and get it to happen in build. So that's a shame. Okay, so yeah, and first thing is to force getting that artifact. So yeah, something went wrong there. And it was when I healed from leveling up, I think. There we go. Good to see that we could actually find it. Okay, subject character. Ah, I think I know what's happening. So we'll actually, just to speed this up, I think, yeah, so the subject character, when we do, is the healer, but if there's no healer, but then that should be null. Ah, because we're asking for, is it a player? So we say, if subject character is not equal to null, then we wouldn't. Oh, hello Venom, how's it going? I don't recognize your name. Have you been in the stream before? Thanks for coming. Yeah, so that should do that. Because yeah, the subject character can be null, and if it's null, then it's not possible that we would have like increased the dice roll chance. So that should do that. Let's try that again. But I'm confident it will work. Yeah, so it's because we got a heal. And we were asking for the healer, but there was no healer. Because the heal from leveling up doesn't have a healer. And we were asking if that healer was a player, which of course it can't do because there is none. So that's a null reference. Yeah, seems to have worked. Seems to have fixed the problem. So that's good. Okay. I guess I'll just play in the scene. It's gonna get frame rate's gonna get all screwy, but it's fine. Okay, and actually that's unbalanced, so I'm gonna try that again. And yeah, nice to kick off the day with the playthrough. And yeah, I should be able to, I mean, if I can get the artifacts done this morning, then that'll be good. People just dropping into the stream to say hello and then disappearing. Okay. No problem with that. Okay. Explosion on crit, knockback buff. See, this just kind of feels bad. I guess that would be one I'd pick if I just find I have a lot of knockback. Knockback buff. I mean, neither of these have much knockback on them, so I guess crit makes more sense. And the critical reset. Okay, so that is a mistake. I knew I'd have made mistakes. Critical reset is there twice. And critical, so critical. Explosion. So let's pick knockback buff then. Yeah, nice. So if we're doing knockback, that makes the gargoyle a really good pick because he has decent knockback. So he's likely to get that. Yep, and he got a buff from hitting someone hard. Okay, I guess I want to look at sacrifice and see if it does well, but no, let's stick to what we were doing. And then, yeah, mirror is another one. So we have these reflection mechanics. But for one thing, I mean, I've done it now, so it's not a problem, but reflection mechanics are quite difficult to program. Let's do, I guess that combines with gargoyles, so it can't be too bad a pick. So yeah, let's get that. Yeah, I mean, I do like this game. I mean, I better like it because I made it, but yeah, this just looks much better now that the resolutions match. Okay. Should we get mirror? Reflects all attacks. No, that doesn't work. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess when it's on cooldown, I suppose that's implied, but it kind of that when it says all, because we could just say reflects attacks. Knockback, I mean, shields don't have any knockback, so I guess the gremlin? No, we want to keep slots open. Armor, mirror, let's do a reroll. Yeah, I guess never bad to have some healing. Yeah, so we just got to make sure we get that. Okay, so yeah, Gargoyle 3 is going to be a good pick. And yeah, just anything that has good knockback is going to be a good pick. Attack speed is always good. That's why it's slightly weaker in terms of stats, but it synergizes with everything. And yeah, we're getting our army together. Oh, that looks awful on that screen, but I guess we're going to change up the UI, so that'll be some time to address that. So not going to make a note of that. It's a fundamental problem. It's not going to be fixed just by changing how the attack speed sprite looks. Because Demon Sword has some knockback, so it's probably a good pick. And yeah, it means I can get some melee damage done. I guess Mira's not too bad then. I want my own hammer. Yeah, the game's running smoothly. Got lots of characters on the screen doing stuff. Let's see as it ramps up. Okay, I guess boots will be a good pick then, just because it combos with attack speed. Yeah, I can feel that slight increase from boots level 1, so from boots level 1. And yeah, those sprites looking a bit better in the top left. Just a subtle improvement. Let's go with attack speed. Things are starting to ramp up, which is nice. So yeah, looking good. And I'm just getting kind of paranoid that like buffs are not properly being removed, or like the stats are not being properly reset every time a new character spawn. It's a bit worrisome. But it means we could do something like clear, instead of the difficult, like it's fairly difficult to like reset the buffs, but what we could do is, instead of removing each buff, we could just do a clear buffs and reset character, so it won't have too much impact on performance. Vengeful Mana, Killer Summoner. I guess we don't have like, so we've got Gargoyles which should spawn in slower, so we don't have any advantage on Vengeful, although Vengeful's kind of always good. But let's go with Killer Summoner. That should be fun. Lovely. Okay. Huh. Yeah. Guess the Demon Wall's going to be fun. So he heals and blocks. Huh. if we're getting rid of floating shield, it kind of makes sense then that we could actually have like a demon shield. So yeah, we get rid of floating shield. Make demon shield for demon wall. So that would be like a red version of the shield because it's not a usable object. And yeah, replace mirror and replace mirror and mirror blade. Yeah, and then I think just mirroring is not as fun as I thought it would be. And what we could do is actually remove it from the code, which might save us some stuff. Okay, so let's improve what we have, and we would like our gargoyle back, because we've actually lost our major knockbacker. Where's my infernal skies? Okay. So we'll need to look into that. Lucy, not working. It's alright, we can still play without the ultimate. See how far we get. Although we should lose, to be honest. We should end up losing. I think I should get this just because it combos with both of them. And does have some knockback with its sword. Yeah, these bean things dropping is quite fun. Might be a bit OP. I might need to tune it down a little bit. Yeah, we have lots of units on screen and the frame rate seems untouched. So that's nice. Yeah, Killer Bean seems a bit strong, so let's go Killer Summon. 2% chance, let's go for 1. Just because it seems a bit too strong. I mean, maybe strong is good, maybe they should all be strong. I feel like Demon Wall should have some kind of attack. Because yeah, it didn't come from the goat, so yeah, Demon Wall should have hammer. We can just put that in right away, so we go characters, Demon Wall. And I think, yeah, so it didn't come from the goat, so it shouldn't have heal really. Like there's sort of no reason for it to. So having a look at my sheet here. So yeah, demon wall comes from, oh, it does come from goat. Wait a sec. Does it? Gargoyle and hound? No. So that's wrong. Gargoyle and hound. No, there should be gargoyle and goat. The satyr is gargoyle and shield. Wrathkin is demon and goat. No, that should be demon and hound. Huh. Okay, I guess I should just go through these quickly. Demon and hound. Hound and imp for Cerberus. Yeah. Krampus is gremlin plus cultist. Flame Lord is imp plus demon. Tentacle is cultist plus succubus. Legna is Occupaba plus gargoyle. Floating mirror is floating shield plus gremlin. Satyr is goat plus floating shield. Gorgon is succubus plus Occupaba. Demon wall is gargoyle and goat. Okay. So he should have heal, but then his other weapon should be like a hammer. So let's go and just do that. So hammer 4. Oh, and it's so nice not having to do this with the prefabs, but doing it in script instead. Oh yeah, I think Killer Summoner might be overtuned a bit. So yeah, 1% would be better. But yeah, I mean, game's running nicely. Yeah, okay, why not? Let's get that. Yeah, okay. Demon, something that combos with the goat. So once again, it's just simply not doing anything, which is weird. I think Demon Wall should be slower, although I haven't had much luck with slowing down units. So this will give him more HP as well. So speed equals 0.5 5F, or speed equals slow speed. Which will automatically give him more HP to balance it, thanks to the recent things I've done. The walls are great though, because they've got the shield and the heal. They just really work as walls. So yeah, maybe we'll keep them with the shield. Although I think the hammer's probably better, more fun to see them in action. So yeah, again, just nothing happens. It has. I promise it has worked before. Yeah, that's what happens when you do big refactorings like I've done recently. Sure. That's never a bad one. And yeah, it's kind of what this game becomes, just due to the nature of the army thing. We end up... This is going to be a clutch magnet. We just end up with so much stuff on the floor. That you just spend the whole time just collecting gems, but I quite like that about the game. Let's do... Wait, did we get Fireball again, or did that overlap somehow? I'm not sure. Okay, I'll need to keep an eye on that. I don't remember picking up a fresh Fireball. So... And I could see why that might happen. And it looks like it's even the... It's the human version of the weapon. Oh wait, no, he doesn't even actually have it. It's just taking up one of his weapon slots. Huh. So, check other faction. Magic staffs are overwriting. So yeah, not a terrible run. Well, yeah, quite a few bugs that have thrown, and imbalances that have thrown this run off a bit. Yeah, the summoner items feel a bit generous. But I guess it's not a terrible thing if artifacts like feel good. But on the whole, yeah, we have an army, we've got lots of enemies coming in, and we're just taking them all out, and that is fun. Oh, we've got some crazy AoE here. But that's because we had a few... Yeah, okay, so what I want to see... Yeah, I mean, if I've got all of those buffs... Okay, so knockback buff might be tuned a bit too high. Because it just happens a lot. So... relative to knockback. I mean, maybe knockback. So I either change the outcome chance, and yeah, I think I've already kind of done this. So like knockback buff value is 1.5, so it should be artifacts. Because I get the buffs, and then my the AoE on my weapon goes insane, so I end up hitting everyone, and then I get more buffs. So yeah, maybe it is a touch overtuned. I mean, that's fun. That's fun. I don't want to get rid of shit like that. It's a feature, not a bug, but you know. Neither of these really fit, so just go with rations. Time magic. Yeah, and so when I hit a bunch of enemies, like my entire army just gets buffed to like crazy. Although that is fun, that shouldn't be enough on its own. So yeah, balancing's going to be a doozy with this game for sure. But hey, we're running smooth despite quite a lot of units on the screen. Despite quite a lot of stuff happening. So I'm very pleased with that. So maybe we don't need to switch to a physics method. It's just because the game is running flat. That's just crazy though. The buffs. Because yeah, I'm buffing, because all my entire army is getting just this massive spray of buffs from my knockback. But like, it's fun, like it's powerful. It's just, oh, it feels a bit too powerful. Because we are just stomping. But then that's where you get to like higher difficulties, having more enemies come in, more thick and fast, having them stronger. More combined enemies appearing. Yeah, insane. I go up to a bunch of enemies, immediately like kill them all because I'm like getting them, and then I get my buffs, and then I get some more, and then my moves reset, and then my entire army just gets this smudge of buffs. That's just OP. It's cool though. So look, I can just run into, and then it's just insane. Like way too OP. Way too OP. But fun. And yeah, I'm really happy that frame rate is held up. Despite it being a pretty, about as heavy as it gets, frame rate is very good. But But yeah, we still got a lot to fix here. But yeah, this is a fun game. What I would really like to do is just get a little bit of help with like consultancy and stuff. Vengeful Reset, Killer Mana Gem. Oof. I mean, that's useless at the moment, but I'm not really too worried about having a strong power boost. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've got the Demon Greatsword. We should that should be like a powerful weapon with lots of range, lots of AoE and knockback. But yeah, we just end up like hitting entire squads of enemies. Yeah, balancing is going to be a thing in this game. It's going to be an issue for sure. But I like that crazy things can happen. But yeah, I just want to make sure that everything's like properly balanced. Oh, and yeah, okay, yeah, that's interesting. So chance, so the hero gets double chance and buffs all, could be a bit too strong. But it does place emphasis on the hero, which is nice. It means that me being in the battle is actually really means something. But yeah, maybe I'll just hang back for a bit. Give the enemy a chance. Or just, you know, maybe what I can say is that, yeah, I've kind of reached critical mass now. I'm too big to fail. Because, yeah, we're just, like, healing faster than they... Like, they don't even get to kill any units. But it's great to see that the game is still quite optimized even when all of this is happening. With physics. So I will say that I am not a bad programmer for having got this to work. We're getting a little bit of frame loss there. Bit of frame rate. Oh, and these numbers, the buff numbers there, I've just never expected this to happen. For the buffs to come all of this way to here. Interesting. Yeah, it's just insane. I'm just hitting the entire screen. And then each time I hit an enemy, I'm like buffing myself and all of my units. And once I get these buffs, I'm just unstoppable. So it's fine, but that shouldn't happen every time. Every time I run into a pack. Just insane. Because we've just got all of us have just got all the buffs. It's just too insane. Jesus. It's ridiculous. They don't stand a chance. I mean, I took some damage there, so it's not like I can stop being careful. Actually, I haven't really started being careful. And yeah, maybe it's that Demon Greatsword is just a bit overtuned, but that is like the exact weapon you would want for this build. And yeah, I do think, since I can't even upgrade this fireball, like I don't know where it came from. Phew. Insane. Okay, 20 minutes. And straight away the foot lands right on me. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the game is running smoothly. It's fun. The balancing is all over the place. Oh, I need to update the sprites for this bit. That's fine. We can do that. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. So I'm gonna have a quick smoke, and then we'll draw those artifacts. But yeah, I mean, the big news is that this is the demon faction, which I hadn't used yet. Like I only just made it, and I haven't like properly tested it. I'm just kind of testing it in these starting sessions. But yeah, everything, I'm just looking back on the stream there, everything on the screen is popping off. Yeah, the game's running smoothly even when there's lots and lots of units on screen, which is fantastic. I think a few like subtle optimization changes I've made recently have helped. Yeah, I think one of the ones where we were going through all of the dead units to find the one we needed, we just break once we get one, so that works. And this has just been a run where I don't think my units even died that often. And we just ended up with all of the buffs. So a bit of tuning to do, but yeah, no, pretty pleased with that. That's really cool. Yeah, very cool. All right, so yeah, I'll come back in 5 and we'll draw the artifacts. So see you in a bit. So yeah, we won't start bug fixing. Done a couple balances already. Let's get to this. So we want to see our first artifact. So yeah, we can save all of this. And we'll just go from here. So good crit. Good will always be signified by the damage symbol. So we have like a nice visual language. Oh, that's funky. So good crit will be this. Yeah, so it's going to be that with the crit overlaid on top of it. So it's going to be interesting. And it's the proc at the back and the effect in the middle. So, but now these are sort of the same size. So I think what I had before is actually was a different symbol, even though it's the same, but like that, basically. Yeah, I mean, that looks fun. That tells you what it is. So then we've got good crit, critical summon. So, in fact, actually it would be, yeah, I did this wrong. So actually it would be this. And this. On the back layer. There we go. Good crit. Critical summon then would be that plus our beans. It's not going to be beautiful, but so this is the exact icon for critical summon, critical heal. I think we can have this. Oh, we changed the color of holy, didn't we? So yeah, I think just the plus is probably nice. And it's probably going to have to be a bit bigger. So let's just copy this a bunch of times without the thing on it. And we would say critical. So let's just try and make this bigger. Critical heal. Or do we have like our symbol for heal? Yeah, so we'd have like the small one and the big one. So actually, I think we will want to create like a smaller red star that will be our and yeah, drawing it by hand is good, I think. Give it that sort of natural quality. Just gonna get the colors from here. Yeah, it's just a little bit smaller. It's just the same. This is the same thing. It's just drawn again, slightly smaller. And we'll see how we go with this. See how we get on. You know, and if we make changes, it's not too difficult just to paste it along. So then summon, I think we will just use the item. This should be bigger. So we want, yeah, we'll just make this. And we'll just make a nice big plus sign. And just to get the size exact, I'll just copy this, rotate, paste, and move it until it's so I would want to make a temporary second layer, and I can easily move it, make sure it's dead center. And then we can take that, move it to layer 2, and then delete this layer. And then it did look good with the little, although maybe we should do like off green for that. We do have our healing color. Although that seems a bit weak, doesn't it? But let's stick with our scheme here. Good. Or maybe it should just be all across. No, I think that, yeah, okay. I mean, really, we're just critical heal, critical mana, and yeah, I think we will just use the mana gem. Critical reset, I think we were using this, but actually we can go ahead and find, maybe use this. And actually, I'm wondering if that red was actually better. Just to have a bit more color in there, right? Actually, let's just get like a nice, almost perfect red. Yeah, around there. Yeah, that's clear. Critical reset. Critical explosion. And I think we just got our little bomb here, which can maybe be a bit bigger. But that is the item sprite for bomb, so we should probably just stick to that. And then we've got killer summon. So now we're doing killer, and killer is the starting with the red star. And let's copy that a few times. Killer summon. Killer chicken. So we'll get our chicken sprite, which I'm sure we have here. We had the chicken background. chicken, killer mana, killer buff, and then what is our symbol for buff? It would be this one. We can actually use the bigger one that we made. And yeah, we'll just have to do that again, make a different site. We'll have to make an even bigger arrow for the buff background. Wait, did we missed critical buff? So we have killer summoner, killer chick. So gone completely wonky, right? Once we've got our first sort of standardized row, we can then summon chicken, buff, reset. So again, we take this. And I think for this one, I take the yellow of crit and use that for the stripes. Reset and then killer explosion, the bomb. And then we've got vengeful summoner. So vengeful would be, what did I have before? I think it was a black symbol. So we can do a black star. I think a skull might be a bit much. I think having just the big symbol is good. So we can just do a black star. So we do summoner. So yeah, let's make a bunch of black stars. Then we go summoner, chicken, mana gem, buff sprite, buff, reset, explosion. That's going to look a bit wonky. So what if just in this case we give it a little white background? Yeah, that kind of fixes it. All right, and then we've got heal, where we've got this kind of halo effect. This one. So I'm going to want to do that, but just bigger. So back up here, delete this and this, and we make nice big halo with the heal colors. Copy that over a few times. Then we have good heal, so that's the star. Ah, I made a mistake. So this should be on layer 1. Six. Good heal, holy summon. Mana. Buff. It's gonna look a bit funky. Probably fine. Reset. Explosion. Yeah, it's fine. So now let's do ultimate, and ultimate I think can be a right side up star with the mana colors. So that would be, yeah, I'll just use the same colors as the mana gem. At the brighter end. So that'll be 6 of those. Save. When I see that, I just save it. So that would be Ultimate Summoner. Ultimate Chicken. Ultimate Mana. Ultimate Mana, really? Okay, I might cut that because that seems a bit redundant. Ultimate Buff. Ultimate Attack Speed. Ultimate Explosion. Nice and easy. Okay, next up we have, so yeah, that skull's no good to anyone. I don't mind losing that forever. Then we have then we got special ones where I think I'm using a purple star. I was using like a purple like symbol last time. So we will go with purple, and can I get the same purple? Because I think it was a good purple. This one. 2, 6 of these. And we do fire, so we can actually grab that from here, use the same fire that I made before. Flaming Death, Frostbite, seems a bit off kilter, doesn't it? I just nudge them. Oh, I'm putting them in the wrong layer. Let's try that again. Yeah, they are kind of leaning a bit to the right, aren't they? Oh god, I just did the exact same mistake. There we go. And we can just move it a bit to the left. And this one, yeah, this one's definitely leaning to the right. Electric Boogaloo. Big piercing. Okay, we had a symbol for that. So let's try and reuse that. Although, yeah, it's going to be bigger, but yeah, it's just a circle like that. So we will take those colors. So we do a white circle. Color it in slightly grey. And we do probably a double pixel line. Big chain, so we'll use again our symbol for chain, same one as here. Just if it can't be pretty, at least make it like clear and consistent. I mean, it's not unpretty, but it's not beautiful, is it? Obviously pretty would be preferred, but big chain, big melee, and then I think we can use the attack symbol for that. And probably the yellow one. No, that's fine. Big melee. Right. Double buff. So this would be... So we get our buff symbol now. And we're going to need this, but bigger. So... yeah, let's just make a big old... big old buff symbol. And I think we could actually do a bit of shading. Just to give it a bit of something. Yep, so 6 of these. We do the damage symbol. Probably could have got that from lower down. Damage symbol. So yeah, really simple stuff here today. Buff summon. And yeah, at some point we are going to have a better symbol for summon. That's why I'm not worrying too much about this, because at some point we're kind of going to move away from such strong bean theming. Or not, we'll keep it, but then, you know, I can revisit this. But yeah, we're going to get away from the bean theming a bit. And therefore we would have a different symbol for summon rather than a can of Heinz baked beans. And then we can kind of go back and sort all this. But I'm not going to draw a nice can of beans for now. And I haven't really thought about what that better version of a bean would look like. So let's go with, so yeah, buff summon, buff heal. We've only used this once so far. And this is gonna, I feel like it's gonna look fairly dodgy. So what's off center here? I think it's the background, which is annoying because okay, so I'll just do that. Okay, that's better. Buff heal. Buff mana. Buff explosion. Very simple stuff. And yeah, at some point, if we like update the item sprites, we can kind of retrospectively, we can come back here. But at least we've got the higher resolution, we've got our baseline, and we can come back and improve the ones we want to improve, if that's what we want to do. So debuff would be quite simply, we'll take this, we'll turn it around, and we add, and we make it purple. This, and this is a good color. I'll probably start deleting some of these. So we've got debuff, double debuff, so that'll be this one. Debuff summon. And I'm going to go ahead, 1, 2. There should be 7 of these. Debuff summon, debuff heal, debuff mana, debuff buff, funny one, debuff reset, And then Stoic, yeah, we have just like a big shield symbol. So something like that, but bigger and better and probably symmetrical. Oh, for God's sake, come on, just give me... And what color should that be? I think this was a good color. So let's just use that. Again, we can always change these things. I just wanted to get it to a point and then I can knock it off my list. As we improve the look of a lot of the game, we can improve the look. We can come back here and kind of give love where it's needed. Little bit of love here wouldn't go amiss. Probably should do that before mirroring it, but it's kind of easier to see once it's mirrored. Deleting some of the old ones now that we've kind of got what we need from them. So we're going to need 7 of these. And yeah, we may get rid of the reflect mechanics, but we're not doing that yet. Stoic reflect, Stoic summon. Stoic heal. Stoic mana. This one might look a bit funky. No, it looks fine. Stoic buff. Stoic reset. Stoic explosion. Okay, and then resurrect. Rather than the skull, because I'm not sure if I'm really up for drawing a skull. We could just do a star again, but with the but using undead colors. And then we'll call that Undying Grip. What does that do again? I think that like makes it better. So the symbol would be the red star. Yeah, we need more of these. Just 4 of them. So double blood. I think we can use this symbol. Double blood. Grave Resurrect. It's Grave Resurrect. Oh, that's not showing up anywhere. Let me check the sprites on all of these. Okay. Okay, so it's just a more powerful Resurrect, but then so is Undying Grip. So let's use the crit symbol, and this would in this case be, so we haven't actually got anything like this, like the outcome is a crit. So let's use our crit colors. Double blood, and let's go back to here. Grave buff, that's an easy one. We just put the buff symbol. So yeah, it's just a consistent visual language rather than like having to draw a different sprite for each thing. As in like the monster train method of just having all artifacts be these kind of bespoke narrative driven or like narrative consistent things. Okay, knockback. What is our symbol for knockback? Probably. So yeah, this is new. We didn't have a version of this before. So what would be our symbol for knockback? Like we can be quite lazy and just use this. So it's using the AoE symbol. Let's use that for now, because it's not going to be that hard to replace once I've done these. So it'd be strong knockback, where we would take, and these would all need to be in layer 1. Strong knockback, knockback summon, knockback heal, and explosion. Okay, so then loot. I think we want to get a loot bag. So yeah, we can say goodbye to talents. Weapons. Green weapons. Where's our loot bag? There it is. Oh, that's going to be a bit small. Treasure chest then. I actually could have used the treasure chest from talents, never mind. That dead in the middle. Good way to tell if something's in the middle, just flip it or rotate it even if you want to get top and bottom as well. And we're going to have 6 of these. And then, always making this mistake. It's really quite shocking. Extra loot. Loot a summon. Loot a heal. Loot a mana. Loot a buff. I pronounce my T's now that I have a child. And there we go. And that's it. Loot a bomb? Loot a bomb? No, I don't think so. Okay, that'll be that. So then we export that, and now we've got our like sprite sheet as it should be. And I would like this columns because it doesn't really make a difference. So yeah, we'll just have it as it is. Artifacts, and then yeah, being brave and just brave or stupid, and just going right for the overwrite, and then we go. Okay, and then we need to go starting from GM, so scenes, main game, GM, artifacts, and yeah, we can ignore all of these references because they're very likely to be wrong. So good crit, and they should just be in order. That's by design. No, must have missed one. Critical explosion. Could have summon, could have chicken. Oh, we've lost Killer Mana Gem. Okay. Silly me. Don't know if I accidentally deleted it or something. Yeah. So that'd be after Killer Chicken Killer Mana Gem. Yeah. I could probably make my life easier by putting headers. Yeah, let's do that. How do I do a header? Can't remember. Have them in upgrades. Just like that. Very easy. Artifacts. Then I probably don't need the comments. So then, yeah, it should be easier to see. So we've got some, yeah, these are all out of order. So yes, Ultimate Explosion, and we go Flaming Death, Frostbite, and it's just easier for me to like manage where I am because I can look at the kind of color and symbol, and then I know I'm onto buffs, and it just makes it easier to confirm that I've not made a mistake. riveting stuff, I'm sure. That's why we have so many people in the stream. But you know, it needs to be done, and it's all documented. See the boring side of game development, as well as the exciting programmy stuff. Resurrect. Must have missed one for Looter. Did I not catch Looter reset? Is that just because... Yeah, it's because of this. Okay. Oof. All right. So that will be buffs done, artifacts done. Obviously we'll need to copy that over to the other scripts, which is a bit of a pain. I should have just done the don't destroy and load object. I mean, I can go back and refactor all of this so that it works properly, but it seems a bit redundant since we're this close to the end of the project. But goddamn, next time I'm going to be using best practices with a vengeance. So that should be fun. Alright, quick break, and then actually, it's kind of lunchtime basically. So yeah, that'll be that done. And I guess with the little bit of time I have left. So I did... I did reduce the size of these spicy... of this book. And I kind of need to do the same for this. And it's probably just going to be easier to kind of copy this over. So we'll say, we'll take... So where do we start here? We start with the Flaming Necronomicon. So we start here. And we'll just do some copies just to kind of make sure I don't lose anything. I love how the bottom layer is still just called bow. So then we want to draw our Necronomicon face. Yeah, looks good. So that'll be step 1. And then step 2 has the red starting to pool up. And the little bits of sort of frosty ghouly magic. Yep, so that's the second one done. The third one has more blood, so that shouldn't be too difficult to do. With it really starting, although we have less space to work with. It's kind of almost filling up the head there. I'm such a moron, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's take that. I forgot to make the new layer. I always do the same mistake. Okay, so we'll take that and then we undo. And then we make the copy and then we do it to that. Good. And this one also has the little off color sort of undead energy coming off it. Okay, and then yeah, not make the same mistake again, and then this time we have the white eyes. Oh, what am I doing? And we have this outline here. Yep, and I think we've achieved that. So yeah, bit fiddly, a little simple one just to round off the morning. And I can then export that. And just at a glance, spicy weapons have 8 columns. Okay, so that's that done, off the list. Visual effect for the sacrifice. So yeah, when we come back, we'll animate that visual effect for sacrifice. Similar visual effect for consume. So yeah, we'll do some like that, and the frost explosion, army effect, and the rain. So yeah, animation today. So I will set up that stream, and yeah, thanks for everyone who joined today, and I'll be back at 1 p.m. So yeah, have a nice lunch. Cheers, bye.